In a surprising moment, young Princess Charlotte stunned royal watchers by revealing a chilling truth about Queen Camilla. Aware of her grandmother Princess Diana's legacy, Charlotte clearly sees the contrast between Diana's grace and the shadows surrounding Camilla. What she said about the Queen is disturbing. Join us as we uncover her revelation, which could change everything we thought we knew. Growing up under intense royal scrutiny, Charlotte has always known her life was far from ordinary. From early on, stories of Princess Diana shaped how Charlotte understood love and family. Though Diana died before Charlotte was born, family stories painted a vivid picture of a loving, joyful grandmother. For Charlotte, these stories set a standard of warmth she used to measure others by. Yet, she quickly noticed a very different atmosphere around Queen Camilla. Keep watching to find out what she felt, and why it changes everything. From a young age, Charlotte noticed Queen Camilla's presence felt formal, guarded, and distant. One moment that stayed with her wasn't at a grand event but on her 2025 birthday. The world saw Camilla's public birthday wish on X, formerly Twitter, featuring a polite caption and a carefully taken photo by Princess Kate showing Camilla's warm smile. On the surface, the birthday message was a thoughtful royal gesture. But for Charlotte, used to stories of Diana's warm, personal celebrations, it felt incomplete. Diana would never have left her granddaughter's birthday to tweets and photos. She would have been there in person, sharing hugs, baking cakes, and making the day truly special. Family gatherings revealed the emotional divide Charlotte felt. At a recent Middleton Christmas, warmth and laughter filled the room as Kate connected easily with family. In contrast, Queen Camilla was distant and formal, exchanging polite pleasantries without the warmth Diana had shown. Charlotte noticed this difference and wondered why one side felt open while the other restrained. Yet, she also understood Camilla's challenges, facing public scrutiny and royal expectations that shaped her behavior. The emotional gulf left Charlotte longing for closeness she often felt was just out of reach. She thought of Diana's legacy of compassion and wondered how different things might be if her grandmother were still here. From early on, Charlotte noticed warmth from some family members, while Queen Camilla, despite her role, rarely showed grandmotherly closeness. Unlike her maternal grandparents, who filled moments with laughter and hugs, Camilla felt more like a ceremonial figure, an emotional distance that shaped Charlotte's view of her place in the royal family. Official engagements, Camilla's composure was undeniable. She held herself with magnificent poise, offering smiles to crowds, nods to dignitaries, and brief, gentle greetings to William and Kate's children. But Charlotte, ever observant, saw through the formality. Her grandmother by title, Camilla rarely engaged in the affectionate interactions that came so easily to others in their private world. There were no surprise tickles, no bedtime stories or shared secrets, those moments of genuine closeness that made family feel like home. While Kate would gather her children into her lap during quiet moments, and the Middletons brought homemade gifts and inside jokes, Camilla maintained a polite detachment. Even in private, her approach seemed measured, her affection contained. On May 7, 2023, a quiet moment sparked public speculation. As King Charles III and Queen Camilla passed the royal family, Princess Charlotte, in a white coat dress, curtsied respectfully to her grandfather. But when Queen Camilla approached, Charlotte stood upright and still, offering no curtsy or nod, her eyes fixed forward. Some saw it as a simple oversight, a young girl caught in a historic evening. But for others aware of royal emotions, it was a telling pause. The camera caught Queen Camilla gently touching Charlotte's shoulder, seen by some as kindness, by others as a reminder of protocol. That touch deepened the questions. Was it forgetfulness, or had Charlotte quietly drawn a line? Observers noted the warmth between the Princess of Wales, her children, and King Charles, while interactions with Queen Camilla felt more formal and distant. Charlotte's missed curtsy seemed less a lapse and more a reflection of the emotional divide left by Diana's legacy. Amid it all, Charlotte found comfort in the warmth and kindness of her mother, Kate. Kate's gentle touch and warm smiles showed Charlotte that family is about love and support, not roles or titles. Away from the public eye, Charlotte's sense of belonging grew strongest. Her reflections weren't just about comparing Camilla to Diana, but about shaping her own values. Inspired by Diana's kindness and courage, Charlotte dreamed of a future where she could build genuine relationships and carry on her grandmother's legacy through love, not duty. In her quiet moments, Charlotte resolved to live with openness and warmth despite royal challenges. She knew tradition was strict but believed true love could overcome formality. Princess Diana's legacy, the woman who would have been queen, still resonates worldwide. Diana transcended royalty by connecting with millions through genuine warmth and empathy. Diana Spencer joined the royal family amid great fanfare as a fresh, modern face. Yet her story was marked by love, betrayal, media scrutiny, and resilience. Her marriage to Prince Charles, shadowed by his ongoing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, became a source of scandal and heartbreak. They married on July 29, 1981. In a ceremony watched by nearly 1 billion people, meant to boost the monarchy's image. Diana was 20 from a modest background. Charles was 32, heir to the throne, but their brief courtship soon revealed concerns about their compatibility. Diana was reportedly warned by friends and family about Camilla's ongoing presence in Charles's life, but the marriage went ahead despite these concerns. From the outset, their relationship was marked by emotional distance. Charles was reserved and often detached, deeply entrenched in the traditions of monarchy and royal protocol, whereas Diana was yearning and eager for a genuine connection. The pressures of royal life, endless public scrutiny, rigid expectations, and a lack of personal freedom, weighed heavily on her. Diana's isolation became acute as she struggled to adapt to life in the royal spotlight. The palace was a place where vulnerability was not easily accepted, and she found few allies within the institution. The intense media attention, which swung from admiration to relentless intrusion, worsened her struggles. Reports of her battling bulimia and enduring severe emotional distress began to surface. Charles and Diana had 2 sons, Prince William born in 1982 and Prince Harry born in 1984. Yet their marriage remained troubled. The couple grew emotionally distant, and Charles resumed his relationship with Camilla in the late 1980s. The secrecy deepened Diana's feelings of betrayal and loneliness. Their affair became a national scandal that shook the monarchy. By the early 1990s, the public knew of the triangle, though details were often speculation. In 1992, during a turbulent year for the royals, Charles and Diana separated. Their lives remained entwined in pain and scrutiny, with tension between Diana and Camilla. The turning point came in 1995 when Diana openly discussed her marriage and infidelity in a rare BBC interview. She stated, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," confirming what had long been rumored, that Charles had maintained an affair with Camilla during their marriage. This revelation shocked the public and intensified the media frenzy. Diana was simultaneously condemned and celebrated, a tragic figure bravely exposing the monarchy's private fractures. The interview revealed her complex humanity, a woman scorned but dignified, vulnerable yet unyielding. Camilla, meanwhile, was cast as the antagonist, the other woman whose presence had shattered the royal marriage. Public opinion largely turned against her, fueled by tabloid narratives that painted her as cold and calculating. This image has persisted for years, despite Camilla's attempts to maintain a low profile and avoid direct confrontation with the press. Diana's heartbreak was profound, yet she also showed remarkable resilience. Her ability to navigate this painful period while remaining committed to her charitable causes and her son's well-being earned widespread admiration. What distinguished Diana from other royals was her remarkable capacity for empathy and personal connection. In an era when the monarchy was often criticized for being detached, Diana brought a new kind of accessibility and compassion to the role. She became a pioneer in reshaping royal engagement, breaking with tradition. Diana openly touched and embraced people affected by diseases previously stigmatized, such as HIV/AIDS. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, she was photographed holding the hands of AIDS patients, challenging widespread fear and misinformation. This act was seen as revolutionary and profoundly humanizing. Her advocacy extended to war zones and humanitarian crises. In 1997, she famously walked through a minefield in Angola to raise awareness about the dangers of landmines, spotlighting an issue that had long been ignored by many governments. These acts of bravery and compassion earned her the affectionate title, the People's Princess. Diana's warmth was not confined to grand gestures, it was evident in everyday moments. She was known to kneel down to talk to children at eye level, to comfort the homeless, and to support mental health initiatives, drawing attention to causes often overlooked by the establishment. Her popularity was extraordinary. She commanded attention not only for her humanitarian work but also for her openness about her personal struggles. She spoke candidly about her experiences with depression and eating disorders, breaking royal silence on mental health issues. However, her death in a car crash in Paris on August 31, 1997, sent shockwaves across the world. The public outpouring of grief was extraordinary, with millions mourning not just the loss of a princess but the loss of someone who had touched their lives deeply. Her funeral procession drew crowds estimated in the millions, and the global media coverage underscored her lasting impact. In the aftermath of Diana's death, the monarchy faced intense scrutiny and calls for modernization. Charles and Camilla's relationship remained a contentious topic for years. Camilla kept a low profile, mindful of the public's lingering hostility. Despite public resistance, Charles and Camilla's relationship endured. In 2005, they married in a civil ceremony followed by a religious blessing. At the time, it was agreed that Camilla would use the title Duchess of Cornwall rather than Princess of Wales, acknowledging the sensitivity around Diana's legacy. Over time, Camilla worked to soften her public image through charitable engagements, supporting causes such as osteoporosis and literacy, demonstrating a calm but steady commitment to public service. Her appearances alongside Charles became more frequent and accepted. When Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Platinum Jubilee in 2022, she expressed the wish that Camilla be known as Queen Consort when Charles ascended the throne. This formal endorsement signaled a full acceptance within the royal family and an effort to reconcile past divisions. So in respect to the Queen's wish, upon her death in September 2022, Charles became king and Camilla assumed the title Queen Consort. This transition was historic and filled with emotional complexity. For many, it was difficult to reconcile the Queen Consort's role with memories of the painful history that preceded it. Public opinion remains mixed. While Camilla has earned a measure of respect and acceptance, the shadow of her earlier role in the royal saga still lingers. And this complex history is likely why Princess Charlotte can sense the difference between Diana and Camilla. Speaking of Princess Charlotte, let's now take a closer look at the royal she is becoming. At just 10 years old, Princess Charlotte's growth. Interestingly, Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana was born in 2015. Just being 10 years old, she is more than just the daughter of Prince William and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, and the granddaughter of Princess Diana. As she grows up in the unique heritage of British royalty, she begins to define her own identity within the royal family, which is both inspiring and intriguing. From her earliest days, Charlotte has been subject to immense public attention. As a young royal, she carries the expectations of tradition and the relentless gaze of the media, all while navigating the usual challenges of childhood. Yet amid these pressures, Charlotte is quietly carving out a space to become her own person. She inherits not just titles or a position in the line of succession, but she is growing into a role that demands emotional resilience, compassion, and a thoughtful understanding of the institution she represents. Though Princess Charlotte's full name, Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, is rich with royal and family meaning, the name Charlotte, the feminine form of Charles, honors her grandfather, now King Charles III. While Elizabeth pays tribute to her great-grandmother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, and Diana honors her late grandmother, Princess Diana, the cherished people's princess whose legacy of kindness and empathy continues to resonate with many. Together, these three names form more than just a royal tradition. They create a heartfelt link across generations, blending strength, grace, and deep emotional resonance. In this way, Charlotte's name carries the history and spirit of the monarchy itself. At birth, Princess Charlotte became third in line to the British throne, following her father Prince William and older brother Prince George. Notably, She is the first British royal girl to retain her place in the line of succession without being superseded by a younger brother. Thanks to the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, which ended male preference primogeniture, from her very first public appearances, Princess Charlotte has captured attention with a combination of confidence, charm, and maturity beyond her years. Though still a child, she consistently displays a remarkable composure usually seen in much older individuals. Often seen walking alongside her parents and siblings at official engagements, she greets crowds with composed waves and polite smiles, small signs of her growing awareness of her public role. Beyond her elegance, Charlotte's spirited personality and keen intelligence have earned her the affectionate nickname, the Boss, among the Cambridge children. A memorable example of one of the most defining moments of Princess Charlotte's young life was her dignified presence at the funeral of her great-grandmother Queen Elizabeth II. At just 7 years old, Charlotte demonstrated emotional maturity beyond her years as the royal family processed solemnly through Westminster Abbey. Charlotte walked quietly alongside her mother, Princess Catherine, embodying a serene calm that resonated deeply with onlookers worldwide. During the service, Charlotte bowed her head respectfully as the Queen's coffin passed, following the solemn rituals with careful attention. Her composed demeanor during such a deeply emotional and historic occasion captured the public's admiration. Standing later at St. George's Chapel for the private committal service, her visible sorrow and understanding of the gravity of the moment conveyed a poignant connection to the late monarch's legacy. In a gathering filled with world leaders and centuries of tradition, Charlotte's poise was a touching testament to her upbringing and the values instilled by her parents. Also earlier that year, Princess Charlotte was shown during the Platinum Jubilee weekend celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's 70-year reign. From the iconic Buckingham Palace balcony, Charlotte stood confidently amid a sea of cameras and thousands of spectators. Unlike many children who might be overwhelmed, she smiled warmly and waved at the crowds with an ease that suggested she was comfortable in the spotlight. Her charm was matched by a protective nature, especially noticeable in the way she looked after her younger brother Prince Louis. When Louis began to act cheekily during the event, Charlotte gently reminded him to behave, showcasing her emerging leadership qualities within the family dynamic. Observers noted her natural confidence and calm authority, indicating a maturity that many admired in someone so young. In addition to major public ceremonies, Charlotte has displayed an impressive ability to balance childhood with the expectations of royal protocol during various engagements. Whether attending charity events, garden parties, or church services, she often steps forward with a composed presence, exuding both respect for tradition and approachable warmth. At times, Charlotte is seen taking a quiet leadership role among her siblings, calmly guiding her brothers through moments when they might become restless or distracted. This ability to lead gently with kindness and patience speaks to a thoughtful character nurtured by her parents. Royal commentators frequently highlight how Charlotte's comportment reflects the values of responsibility, empathy, and poise being fostered in the younger generation of royals. The media has widely praised Princess Charlotte's comportment, noting her unflappable nature under constant public scrutiny. Unlike many children thrust into the limelight, she seems to embrace her role with a natural dignity and authenticity. This has led to speculation that she will be a pivotal figure in shaping the future image of the monarchy, one that balances tradition with a modern relatable approach. What do you think Princess Charlotte truly feels about Queen Camilla? We'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.